Got to get the ball to the corner. Ready?
On the hardwood, Randy Livingston commands respect.
I feel like, I'm a part of this building for history.
His passion and pride for the Isidore Newman Greenies in New Orleans stem from his storied history, from winning state titles in the 90s as a player for the school, then moving on to the NBA. Livingston's heart never left his beloved basketball team.
Search through life and your jobs, and you're trying to figure out where you're best fit. I think in the high school level, and to be able to come back home and do it at Newman, I will have the most impact. This team is the best team.
In 2018, he returned as coach and won 2 consecutive state basketball championships. But days before winter break 2023, the Louisiana High School Athletic Association blindsided Livingston with recruitment violations.
What a Christmas present. And worse than that, he was told, you can't coach the rest of the year, despite the fact that your son is on your team. Oh, and by the way, kids, every game that y'all were part of for the last 3 years, well, or longer than that, but at least 2 championships before, they're all losses now. You went from being a winner to now you're a loser.
Livingston hired lawyers Gibby Andry and Adam Johnson, who sued. Weeks later, a judge temporarily overturned the Athletic Association's decision, restoring Newman's wins and Livingston as coach, while the court process continues.
This is what happens when you have no oversight at all. You get constitutional violations. The most difficult thing is that not just the coaches, it's the kids that are taking a brunt.
In court, transcripts indicate that the director of the High School Athletic Association admitted to violating its own policies by not giving Livingston or school leaders an opportunity to respond. No due process at all. You violated your own rules though, correct? Yes, sir, Eddie Bonine, head of the LHSAA, responded. In another extraordinary admission, Executive Director Eddie Bonine admitted the decision was made based on illegible notes. The purported allegations, half of which cannot be read by the accused, cannot be read and understood. Can we agree on that? Yes, sir, Bonine replied.
The fact that you're able to say those things in a row, and that all of that is true and legible in a transcript is insane to me that we've gotten this far.
Newman is not alone getting sidelined by sanctions. Months ago, the High School Athletic Association ended the football season in Baton Rouge for the U-High Cubs, turning 7 wins to losses and determining 2 students were ineligible to play. U-High sued but lost in court. Outside of a judge overturning a decision, there's little recourse. That's because our investigative team found many state athletic associations wield unfettered power, serving as judge, jury, and investigators for high school sports. Adding to the complexity, Louisiana's association is a private, nonprofit entity.
Do you think a private entity has any business regulating public schools or public institutions?
I don't think that unchecked they should have that right, and that's what exists now.
Some states like North Carolina are clawing back their power. Appeals to their association are sent to the State Board of Education after lawmakers increased accountability in 2021. But most associations operate without accountability.
It's a little fiefdom that they have where they have no oversight.
From Louisiana to Indiana, Dr. Carissa Niehoff is the CEO of the National Federation of High School Athletic Associations, or NFHS, which writes the rules for 18 interscholastic sports. We brought the Newman example to her.
That would be dropping something in their lap. That certainly wouldn't feel good, especially if they were unaware. So I would encourage state associations as appropriate and to be respectful of the membership agreements with their schools.
She says the rules written by the NFHA are a rubric that high schools follow for game rules. They choose their own governing policies. Transfers, like in the U-High case, are one of the most contentious issues.
When transfers are driven for athletic purposes, we have now lost student-athlete identity. And it now becomes athlete, oh, and by the way, they're students. We'll figure that out. So the transfer rules that are in place for state associations are there to protect the academic growth of a student.
Our team uncovered transfer decisions are left to the state association's executive director. Some believe it's a secretive system, fostering rigid rules requiring more oversight in Louisiana.
You've lost your way. You're there for the kids. You're there to make sure that they can become the best that they can be as players, as teammates, as students. And so what you should be doing is figuring out how they can play versus priding yourself on figuring out how they can't.